Question. So they are starting off as LO. So I think I'm sure they have a question on what should they focus on into becoming LO.
Yeah.
Because I mean they technically kind of are. Once a contract comes off, they'll hand it
Sure.
off. But as far as organization, what should they think about? All those sorts of things. Basically, dumbing it down to back to the basics when like basically when you started, but now taking that knowledge that you have and applying it to for them to kind of go.
Yeah, so the main challenge that I had was how do I start the conversation? Like, what was the very first question? Like, where do I go from the intro? I could have went various ways. I could have asked them about their primary residence. I could have asked them about their goals. But I found out that by giving them control of the conversation, they changed the course of it. So they talked about pricing, they talked about all the reasons why not to, right? So if you use the script that I sent you guys, and you'll notice that it kind of ends after you take control of the conversation, the first thing that you want to get into is the meat of it, their desire. The reason why you'll need that is because if they give you resistance during the conversation, you can always reach back to those emotional pinpoints. One of the very first questions I would ask is say, okay, are you selling a home or is this going to be your first time buying? And the reason why that question would be most important is because you then understand their experience with the process. You also understand that if they're a first-time home buyer, this now positions you as a consultant, as an educator. You now have more leverage. But don't be intimidated if this person says, oh, I'm going to be selling my home. Okay, and then it just kind of courses in two different directions, right? So if he says, I'm going to be selling my home and I'm thinking about buying a retirement home. Got it. Okay, is your house listed for sale now? No, it's not. Okay, well, if you did find a property that you'd want to retire in, where would it be? Now I'm talking about him. So I think me and my wife want to go to Texas. Okay, cool. You got a lot of family out there, or it's just going to be you two? Right? It was, oh, no, it's going to be me, us, and then my 3 grandkids. Now I've got more emotional pinpoints, right? Okay, got it. So I'm sure the school district is going to be important, the safety in the neighborhood, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Have you already done research in Texas to find the safest neighborhood and the good school districts? Does that make sense? This is far off just the traditional 1003, but why? Why am I talking about that at the very beginning? Is because if I get resistance from Jim here in the phone conversation, I would then use some of those emotional pinpoints to gear him back to me. So if Jim said, hey, Daniel, again, me and my wife are just thinking we're probably not going to retire for another 3 years, or we're probably not going to buy this house for another 3 years. I'm just say, okay, no worries, but you might buy it soon, right? You kind of pivot back. It's like, yeah, we might buy it soon. It just depends if it fits in our budget. Okay, no worries. That's the exact reason why we're having this conversation, is to make sure I should even move forward first. So let me ask you a few things. When you pick the house in Texas that has the safest neighborhood and the strongest school system for your grandkids, what is the price range that you're looking at, and do you even have a realtor showing you these properties? Said, no, it's just thought right now, but I think we're probably looking at about $350. Just him telling me that, I know he's kind of serious. So otherwise, why are you researching it? Yeah. Makes sense? But if he would have went in a different direction and said, nah, I have no idea how much the house costs, I have no idea, then I would kind of, treat it as such. And say, okay, well, what sprouted the reason to call me today, Jim? How can I help you exactly today? And then he'll tell you. He'll say, well, I just want to see how much the payment would be. Okay, perfect. So what do you do for work? And go move right back into the application. So I think it's really just understanding that each phone conversation is going to go only in so many different directions. And the more experience you get with these directions, the more you can pivot it back to bringing them to like that scale where the documents come in.